I don't think Portugal has as many stereotypes as strong as Spanish or French or Italian in the eye of British people. So the only one that you could use, which you use in your set, is Maddie.
We took the bitch. I take it back. The parents did it.
Which Maddie has been elevated to a status
She's a bad bitch. No, can I say that? No.
No, it's really fun. Hello, welcome to Comedy with an Accent podcast. I'm your Taiwanese comedian, Quan Wen. I interview comedians who perform English stand-up comedy but who are not native English speakers, or they can have very distinct British regional accent. This podcast is all about comedy, about accent, about languages, and about the comedy technique. So stay tuned if you're interested. It's weird. Normally I wait for like a clap. Let's just do it. I was like, hello, good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of Comedy with an Accent podcast. This is the first recording of the year, so I'm going to change how I do things here because we have a different
I've never watched the show.
I didn't expect you to. We have a new technician. So Alex, based on how Jomi has been speaking so far, do you think he's a native English speaker?
I would say no.
You would say no?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
He looks hurt, like Bambi. Bambi just...
I do look like Bambi.
There's a slight slang in the accent that I can't figure out.
Yeah.
Well, at first, when I first heard it, I was like, it might be American. But I'm not thinking it's American. Maybe Canadian or like...
I could be American, but a bit slow on the uptake.
But much better than Harry Styles trying to be American. Oh my God.
Oh, that was
What's
so
that
bad.
film in Florence Pugh?
Something Darling.
Oh, yes. You worked out that Jomi is not American, a fake one. Where does he come from? Can you guess?
Is it a really small country?
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
It's small.
Like, depending on your definition of small. For example, is 6 inches small penis, right? That really varies between people.
Soft? Soft is good.
Okay, we're gonna stop torturing him because it was like, oh my God, it's Monday. Why are you doing this to me? So I'm gonna welcome my guest today is Jomi Cruz from Portugal.
Yeah, I'm Portuguese.
Yes, a couple of years ago, Madonna's 15, but the soccer mom has left. Is Madonna still in Lisbon?
No, thank God.
Because I read on newspaper that she actually moved to Portugal. So one of her son, I think the adopted kid, I should have made that distinction out.
It's her son. No need to say that.
Her son wanted to join like a football academy to become a professional footballer.
Yeah.
So she moved to Lisbon.
So you could go to the special
So she was a soccer mom. Anyways, Madonna left, but the property price inflation has stayed in Lisbon.
Hell yeah, baby. My inheritance is going out.
Okay.
Thank you, Madonna.
Okay.
And rich white British people. I like it. Please buy more.
Jomi, how do you pronounce your name in Portuguese, actually?
So my name is...
A shortened version or something?
It's actually completely made up. My real name is João Miguel da Cruz Ricardo Nabais. And Jomi comes from my two first names. João Miguel. I took Jomi from Miguel.
Okay. Do you mean Miguel as the middle name?
Yeah, Miguel is my middle name, yeah. My first name is João, but I had to change it when I started stand-up comedy because people cannot pronounce it at all.
I always wonder because I never know where that name comes from.
Even Portuguese people are confused. I mean, I like it because no one else has my name.
So you're like a male version of a white woman calling herself India. So actually coming from a very bland background and trying to invent some sexy, mysterious stuff.
No, I feel like my background is very diverse. I feel like it's the opposite. I had to whitewash myself a little bit. You know?
Okay, I will let you have time to defend yourself.
Yeah.
But Portuguese is a language everyone knows, but it is also a language no one really knows what it sounds like if you don't particularly know Portugal.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like Russian, kind of like...
That was the question I was about to ask you. Can you just say a quick line in Portuguese, like 2 or 3 lines?
Olá pessoal, estamos aqui com o meu amigo Quan Wen, estamos a filmar podcast. Eu não sei o que é que, pronto, se vai passar, mas, vai ser divertido e Trump 2024, that's all I gotta say. Yeah. No, he's not gonna win.
Right. So where does your fake American accent come from?
I mean, it's fake, but it's not, because...
Okay, fake in quotation mark in a jokey way.
I mean, I talk a lot about it in my
I shouldn't ask you. Sorry, I need to interrupt you because I'm going to revert to my usual question. And following that question may be easier for you to answer the question. So, do you think you have an accent when you speak English?
I do, yeah.
And what's the accent?
It's a very soft exact Portuguese accent, but it's very international. It sounds closer to American.
Who can tell it's a Portuguese accent?
American people.
They can?
Yeah.
How? Do they even have enough knowledge of Portuguese to know that it's a Portuguese accent?
No, they don't know it's a Portuguese accent, but they know I'm not American. And
Yeah. So that's a different question, right?
Yeah.
There's a difference between knowing you
But
speak...
usually no one ever clocks that I am Portuguese. They
Yes.
just know I'm so sort of like weird international. Like Alex, he was really struggling. Most people are like that. They have no idea.
So they might think you might be a kid of international diplomat and you're just being uprooted and move around every
wish.
3-4 years. But that's not the case, is it?
My dad's in debt, guys. So it's a lot. I'm gonna get mortgage.
No, you spent most of your life so far. Before you moved to the UK, you spent your life in Portugal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
till I was 18, 19 years old.
I think I was the one saying I lived most of my life because it's nothing more irritating when someone of your age and say that I spent my life chasing this unexpected. Say, girl, you haven't even got 20
Right.
yet. But you haven't moved around. You're not like you had a nomadic childhood. You stay in one place, yet somehow you sound very, very international. That's what I call like a Friends accent. People learning English by watching Friends. But it's not just that,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think I am blessed. This isn't really a bit. I don't know how to make it funny, but the actual true story is when I was very young and very Portuguese, I was so bad at English to the point that I was failing, and the teacher hated me as well. There was
Oh.
a hint of that. Even when I tried, she would always put me down. My mom, being the awesome, cool lady that she is, she signed me up for extracurricular English lessons. And at first, I didn't want to. I was a really dirty kid. I used to just fart a lot in class, but like silent ones.
That is just kids being kids.
No,
though.
but I was too old to be farting like that.
Okay.
It wasn't good. Because those teachers actually treated me differently. Like in 1 or 2 years, I went to the top of my class. After that, I always went to international school. That's why I talk like this, I think. I came from nothing. I didn't.
Your whole speech pattern
Yeah.
gave me a very strong Gen Z vibe. So I feel like after
Obviously.
listening to that bit, I kind of get what you mean, but when I think back, I don't exactly know what
I mean, I haven't been to school in a long time.
Let me summarize. So you're
Okay.
saying before 11, you actually talk with very thick Portuguese accent.
No, as in I couldn't speak English at all.
So your mom sent you to an international school. So you can come back, turn around and say, I don't even need you because my English way better than yours.
Yeah.
Something like that's what you're trying to say.
Yes. Going to that different school just made me love it in a different way. And that's when I started watching like American TV shows and stuff like that.
So, because you didn't go to a local school, you went to an international school in Portugal.
No, I used to go to a local school, but 3 times a week after school, I would go to this international school exclusively to learn English.
Oh, so you didn't sign up for the whole thing. You just go there
No.
to take extra lessons. Mm-hmm. Ah. Why are you giving me like East Coast American privilege wasp woman?
Because
vibe?
I'm manifesting. Listen, I've never even been to America, but I talk like this.
Can you imagine this accent? You've never even been to America. But
Yeah.
Americans can pick up. I mean, it's good enough to deceive someone like me. I'm not native English speaker, but
Yeah.
native English speakers can tell the subtle difference, the very minor one.
Not British people, but American people,
What
because
he just did.
yeah, because he thought I was Canadian. I get Canadian a lot.
Jomi today is heavily perfumed and wearing a chic necklace.
Yeah,
And-
it's just 2 spritz. I tried.
And you wear a jumper, which I would describe as Nordic women who do yoga will wear this
think so?
kind of jumper.
I actually like it. I did a.
I'm just so aware.
I feel kind of bad. I took comedy headshots with this. They're really expensive too.
Yeah, I'm so aware of your presence. I constantly get distracted.
That's what we need.
But in terms of being a comedian, one of the trope you could have gone is to be the foreigner. And quite often when you have an accent, that actually helps. Your accent is like, yeah, I'm not from here, but no one has a clue where you're from.
Yeah, I like to mention it. They should feel comfortable, I think, the audience, and know where you're from. But I know a lot of, I'm not going to name names, but I know a lot of...
Say it.
No,
I promise I'll cut it.
no. There's a lot of immigrant comedians, and imagine if they were Portuguese, they'd be like, oh, I'm Portuguese. This is what my Portuguese dad does. Oh, my Portuguese mom. Oh, Portuguese food, right? Da, 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 da. And it's so hacky, and I just don't like it.
I don't think Portugal has as many stereotypes as strong as Spanish or French or Italian in the eye of British people. So the only one that you could use, which you use in your set, is Maddie.
We took the bitch. I take it back. The parents did it.
Which Maddie has been elevated to a status
She's a bad bitch. No, can I say that? No.
No, it's really funny. No,
she's a baddie.
This is gonna be on TikTok promoting the show. But it's been
Madeline McCann is a bad bitch, babies. No more.
Cancel. So even if you wanted to go down that road, I don't think there's a lot you can work with being Portuguese. What can you say?
I mean, you could talk about a lot of stuff like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Name 5. I'll give you the chance. Name 5 Portuguese stereotype that British crowd would know.
Madeline McCann, we took her.
Yes.
Pastel de nata yum yum, but I'm gluten intolerant, so I don't eat it, so I take Imodium. Cristiano Ronaldo. The other one would be... Yeah, there's only really 3.
And also pastel de nata.
Yeah, it's a custard tart. And it's not that good.
So how would a very thick Portuguese... I don't even think people's brains are registered what a Portuguese accented English is supposed to sound like.
The thing is, I really struggle with this. I can do other accents, but I cannot replicate a Portuguese accent. Like... I don't know why, but if someone is Portuguese or Brazilian, I can hear it straight away. But I can do other accents.
I wish I hadn't taken the more high ground since episode 1, because otherwise I'm going to go into 10 minutes of you doing all sorts of different
No. Let's not do accents.
I am feeling very lost today, because prior to every single recording, I'll look up whatever the comic has put out as comedy clips, stand-up performances. I'll try to listen to prior recording they've done with other podcasts. Jomi has nothing. It feels like this is a person invented by CIA to infiltrate.
Yeah. I would say I'm very selective about what gets posted.
So he was implying that feel grateful, you should be honored. That's what he was trying to say to me. It's not just because you're young. Your whole vibe can be summed up with 2 words. Junior Eurovision. Because one day I was watching random stuff on BBC and they just started to broadcast Junior Eurovision. So you have some 14 to 15-year girl dressing like a prostitute and singing some melodramatic songs.
I like it. I mean, there's pictures of me doing that somewhere. Around that age as well.
I already passed this reference with Frances, for example, and she's like, you've totally nailed it.
You know, she called me Frances the other day.
About?
She called me Miley Cyrus. And she would.
No, you're not.
No, but the haircut, I think.
You are Miley Cyrus before Labs. Actually, I was just saying to Jomi on the way walking to the studio, he really gives me the vibe of the twin drag queens on season 15 of Drag Race. One is called Sugar, one is called Spice. They are big TikTok stars.
Oh, shit.
Give me more the vibe of Sugar, the sweeter one.
Not Spice. Okay.
Not Spice, no.
I always mention it in the beginning. I mentioned that I'm Portuguese.
Yes.
And that we took Madeline McCann. And I do some bits about that. And then I move on and I get to what I actually want to talk about. Because I feel like if I don't address the audience, they won't be focused on the story I'm telling them or the joke. They'll just be the whole time like, where is he from? No. Maybe it'll change in the future. Who knows? But
have you ever done a gig without mentioning your Portuguese?
Maybe once or twice when...
How did it go?
I don't remember. It was when I started. I don't remember.
Okay, so then after that experience, you've decided it's wiser to always mention your Portuguese. What prompted you to make that decision?
It was just like advice from other comedians, and I kind of looked at myself as if I was someone else. If I were to meet Jomi for the first time, what would be my first impression of the way I look like, the way I talk?
Junior Eurovision.
Yeah, Junior Eurovision, a Portuguese twink. So I just address what I look like and what I sound like. I feel like I do it to get them on my side. And also, it is unfortunate, but I've done gigs outside of London, and American people... Not a lot of love towards American people in this country, but there's more love towards Portuguese people and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So you're saying if you say nothing,
they think I'm American.
Your accent points you to American, which is very damaging.
Not the same. Not the same.
So it's basically a rebranding. You'd rather be more likable as a non-American.
Yeah.
Would you not be tempted by lying about being Canadian and just go?
Oh, I do it before. I have jokes and stories about that because I really struggled. I go to therapy. I'm healing. But for a while, and especially when I started comedy, I really resented the way I spoke.
Can you explain what do you mean? It's like the tone, your
Everything.
speech.
I was like, oh, maybe you just sound weird in Portuguese. Maybe you should try to be more American. I used to go on stage and be like, hey guys, my name is Jomi. I would make my voice deeper.
You had that face?
Yeah, and I had a lot of good friends. They gave me actual feedback. I was just struggling, and I was told this by one of my comedian friends, Mo. He's Bangladeshi, and he noticed in a lot of white comedians and white immigrants is that white people, if they're European and stuff like that, they're usually not very proud of their culture. So they always try to like hide it or be like, oh, I'm American, I'm this. Or I know even some Romanian people, I know some French people that try to fake a British accent, and I can tell they're faking it because I've heard how they talk when they're not focused. No.
This is the best bit. This is the reason why I'm doing this podcast. I want to know everyone's real bitch.
No, but I feel like, for example, if you're Taiwanese or for Mo, he's Bangladeshi, because it's very obvious, you embrace your culture. This is what I am, this is what I look like. But us European whites, we look so much like British people, but when we open our mouths, we don't sound like them. That we kind of like always resent that, oh, maybe I should just try to really fit in, talk like them, be like them. Because we technically could, but it wouldn't be like authentic, you know?
You say that you used to hate how you sounded like.
Yeah.
And is that one of the reasons why you really embrace your campness, or is that staged?
What, campness?
Yeah, you really embrace it. You embrace it to the extent a lot of gay comedians are not able to.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to really... I'm straight. I would say I'm heteroflexible, depending on who slides into my DMs.
Thank God you say DM, not anyway, so...
I just try to be myself. I'm just free and wild. I'm kind of like David Bowie vibes. That's the way I kind of see myself.
That's a bit too much a stretch.
No, but you know...
Okay, I know, but I don't want to anger people.
And even my face, I know what I look like. So I look very kind of androgynous and soft. You know what an audience member told me in Portugal? And this was no joke. I do my whole set and I talk about what I look like. I look a bit camp. No. I mention it, but I never mention anything else. And during the break, this lady from San Francisco comes up to me, and this bitch, she was like, Jomi, personal question, trans? What? You cannot say that. Like, that's not allowed.
I think you just wait for the person. If they want to, just let them elaborate. Otherwise, just treat the person as they are and use whatever name and pronouns they use. That's just like, I think that's the modern way of doing it.
I think so. But in my set, I say exactly what I am very clearly. So she clearly wasn't listening.
I know what you mean. You do have, I don't know. I agree on the androgynous bit.
Yeah.
But I cannot come up with specific evidence to back it up. I get the vibe thing, but I don't know how human minds work.
But I feel like the tide is turning for me. Because now, from K-pop and you know...
Please don't try to compare yourself to Timothée Chalamet. That was your plan.
No, I'm more like Tom Holland, to be honest. But
Tom Holland is really, really ripped.
He's really ripped. I did his workout plan. It didn't... I don't look
Tom
the same.
Holland also shows his masculinity doing the Umbrella song lip sync.
Oh yeah, the Rihanna song.
Yeah. That's how he managed to get away with it, because he shows that if anyone questions how masculine he is, he can say, dude, what I did in this music video, even though in pantyhose, a lot of you can't even do that, right? So he can shut them up. So I don't think it's the same between the androgynous nature of Timothée Chalamet and Tom Holland. Did you used to find it uncomfortable to embrace how camper you are on stage, or it has never been a problem?
I didn't even realize I was like that till I started stand-up comedy. But doing it every night and watching the videos, when you start, the feedback is ruthless. I really analyzed what was happening, and like I told you, for a while I wasn't being myself.
Who were you trying to be in that initial phase?
I was trying to be more American, for sure. I would try to make my accent more American, deepen my voice. I used to be very edgelord. I used to say stuff that was kind of like nasty because it would shock people and get
Did
a
you
laugh.
want to be a Joe Rogan or Anthony Jeselnik?
No, I didn't know what I wanted. I knew I wanted to be a comedian. I don't know, because I just wanted to be really funny. And I thought, because there's no stand-up comedy in Portugal. I never really went to live comedy before I did it. So I had no idea. I just knew I wanted to be funny. And the easiest thing for me at the beginning was to just say something really wild and really sexual and really dirty. And then it was not even watching my own sets. It was when I watched other people that did that, you know, very edgelord, dirty for no reason, that I realized.
You know, I have such a problem with the term edgelord.
Tell me.
Because edging is a sexual practice.
Yeah, I did. I'm on day 9 of no FAP, but I think edging counts as well, and I'm really struggling.
So when someone is called an edgelord, for me, it's just like a demonic sexual creature.
Just someone who's
who just cannot stop doing edging too often. Do you think camp can be an accent thing? Is there an accent that's called a camp accent?
A camp. I mean,
Or mannerism, maybe. So
maybe.
in a way, your accent didn't or doesn't give out much clue to your Portuguese identity.
yeah, but it gives clue to my campness.
That's what I'm thinking. So if we give out the questionnaire after a show, and so how would you describe how the comedian speaks?
From
They are
zero
more
to camp.
No, they are more like to mention your accent was camp than mentioning your accent was Portuguese. Does that
Yeah.
make sense to you?
No, I understand what you mean. Yeah, I don't have a deep voice. That's number one. And I smile a lot. I think that's
Smile, giggle, or grin?
all of them.
Oh,
All the above. I think that's where the campness comes from.
so what did the therapy session entail, or
A lot of money.
That's a good.
A lot of
That's
that.
a quick wit from a comedian. So what happened in discussion that made you embrace? Obviously, there was always the goal all along, but can you give a bit more account of?
It was a combination of going to therapy. And at first, when I would go to therapy, I'd be like, you know what? I need my voice to sound better. I want my voice to be deeper. I want to have a pure American accent, get rid of all the Portuguese. I want to be someone completely different. And then she was like, have you thought about how toxic it is that you don't like the way you are now? And I was like, oh shit. And then she was like, and the way that you are now is what makes you different. Because there's like thousands of American white male comedians, but there's not a lot of people that are like you. And I was like, you're right, bitch. And I didn't accept it, but after a few months went by, weirdly enough, a lot of my friends started saying the same thing to me. It was like the universe was uniting to sending...
He has gone Gwyneth Paltrow.
I've gone Gen Z. It was one afternoon I just decided, yeah, I'm
But
done.
you did make a difference because you made up your mind to seek help from a therapist rather than a speech coach, for example. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you were so fixated on fixing how you speak,
Yeah.
you could have gone the other way. And then that therapist wouldn't have that chance to tell you.
No, but I didn't go to therapy for just that.
Okay.
That was one of the things that came up.
It was a positive byproduct of whatever.
Oh my
in the
gosh, I'm troubled. It was a lot. Childhood was pretty wild. And
Okay.
yeah, I almost set a house on fire, but I didn't.
Do you have any concern the way you embrace the camper nature of you being met with hostility from toxic or insecure men?
Yeah.
In the crowd.
Not the crowd.
Oh, from who then?
I don't know. Maybe people won't want to book me because of that, because it's very
It's really
different.
funny though, because I'm relating to you. You call yourself heteroflexible, but I still see you mostly as a straight comic.
I might try it, Mom. No, I'm sorry. I take it back. Alex is
No,
coming.
but I feel you can relate to this concern and the fear I have. 2023, the society mostly fine with someone being camp or being gay. But if you're unlucky at some corner, dark corner, you can still be harassed. And I don't know if you feel that because you really want to be who you are. But do you feel there are some crowds that, ooh, this night is probably not for me?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you, my question? It's not very well worded. There's inherent risk. So I love the principle of embrace who you are.
Yeah.
The problem is, imperfect as the society is, being who you are. For some people, they just don't like you. But for some people, when they don't like you, they don't really show it. That's fine. But some people show it like Will Smith. So do you have any concern embracing who you are wholeheartedly in this way?
For sure, I might have annoyed a couple of audience members just about how obnoxiously camp I am. And I've had a couple walkouts, but
Really?
No, sometimes, when you're doing stand-up, you can see the girlfriend's laughing, but the boyfriend is not having it at all. Has that happened to you?
Yeah. That would show the face that, how dare you as a biological male behave like that? How dare you? I don't want to see this. I have to say, as the time moves on, it's getting smaller and smaller group in general. But you still see it sometimes. As a hetero, flexible comment must be even more interesting. Because I accept that as my default position. I accept that as a price I have to pay to embrace my homosexuality. But you have to accept that just to be who you are. So that must be, I don't know. For me, that's an even more painful choice.
I think it wasn't because, maybe the really Andrew Tate, straight alpha guys might not like me. And that's 5%? I would rather have that 5% of the audience not like me and have a chance to be myself. And I feel like I became a lot funnier when I just embraced the way I spoke and I was more comfortable with being on stage and being my true self. If they don't like me, they don't like me. I don't care.
We didn't touch upon a lot of Portugal, but this is very specific. How do you feel about joking about Maddie McCann? So first, I hope you agree with me.
Yeah.
Maddie McCann has become the top litmus test of how hack a new comic is.
Yeah.
Right. If you go to a new comic night, if there are 15 to 20 comics on a lineup, chances are you will have a Maddie Joe from 4 to 5 of them. Because when you don't really have the grasp of how to write a subtle joke, it's easier to just shock people.
Yeah.
And why Maddie and Diana, why do they remain the taboo for most British audience? It's just overexposure, or just there's something specific about the incident?
I would say I don't like it when British people do it because I think it's a Portuguese thing. We took her. It's kind of our thing. You've had enough, guys. It's what you said. It's just shock value. And I used to really go deep on Madeline McCann because I felt like I needed to. But now I just say enough to make it silly and smart and to introduce the next topic. I don't go in. I used to say crazy stuff like my parents took me to the same resort. They gave me Xanax. They just waited. I was too fat to get taken, the whole thing.
Is there, in the back of your mind, is there a motive or reason you think I must address this because everyone else did? I just want to prove I can come up with a different take. Or is there any other consideration that you want to definitely need to joke on Madeline McCann?
I think the reason why I do it, I don't like it when I see other comedians, I'm this nationality. No. Keep your purse safe. We're going to steal. I don't like it when other immigrant comedians put themselves down and their background down. So
I don't even think that's self-deprecating, right? Because you're reinforcing the stereotype imposed on you.
Yes. I mainly use the joke to say that I'm Portuguese. That's my only use for it. And the reason why is, instead of saying something very stereotypical like, Cristiano Ronaldo, custard, whatever, pastel de nata, I can go with something that's gonna hit British people instead. And now the joke's about you, but you know who I am.
So you're answering my question in a way that, because there are so few things you can work with.
Yeah.
Maddie McCann, in your take, is the least hack one that you can mention and link to the fact that you're Portuguese.
No, it's probably pretty hacky. I should get rid of it.
No. It can be hacked, but the way you did it absolutely wasn't, I assure you.
Thank you.
I've seen so many bad versions of that.
Of the Madeleine, yeah.
But I also think whether it's because the psyche that night when Madeline McCann was kidnapped, the parents were having a drink. They left.
I don't know to who, but
they left the girl in the house. They went out to have a drink. And I remember reading the Wikipedia entry. Portuguese police or newspaper made a comment. What kind of parents would do a thing like that? And in a national psyche, it hurt a lot of British people. Because deep down, a lot of them would have done something exactly like that. And it's too painful for them to admit that it's potentially negligent or an oversight. Do you think that's the reason?
No, I think so. And that's why If you go and ask Portuguese people, you'll get a lot of that. They actually, because it...
They would say, what kind of parent leave their kids in a house to go out for a drink, even though it's that only that small distance between a house and a place. But why does it bother the British public so much to hear about this? I think
I think it's because it was...
a Jimmy Savile joke is less likely to offend the crowd than a Madeline McCann joke.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of moms. I've had people like clutch their pearls and like at a gong show, I still won. Just mentioning it, it's very tricky.
The fear that this may actually happen to their children.
But Jimmy Savile, I think everyone just kind of agrees that he was really bad. But there's no end to the story with Madeline McCann. We don't know what happened. It was also the biggest case of missing child ever. I think it was just a time where media was at its highest. Like there was a bunch of 24 hours news channels starting up, a bunch of cable. That combined, white British girl, blue eye, goes missing. That's what created the whole thing.
Portuguese people typically have very light accent. They're very good with foreign languages. Is that true in your opinion?
I think so. I've been told the reason why we sound the way you do is because Portuguese is very close to Latin. But I don't know. I mean, all Portuguese people I know are very international. And for example, I mean, this is a bit of a stereotype. I don't know if it's true. A lot of Portuguese, like I can speak kind of fluent Spanish, but most Spanish people I've met here in London, stuff like that, cannot understand Portuguese at all.
My theory is it's nothing to do with, some people may think that if you speak certain languages, it's just easier for you to learn other languages. I would think it's basically down to economic necessity. If your country is small, you have to learn your bigger neighbors' languages. Whereas your bigger neighbors see no reason to learn their smaller neighbors' language unless they marry someone from that country. You must have a lot of trade with Spain. It's quite logical that Portuguese people will speak Spanish. Actually, when you go to school, how many foreign languages are compulsory?
When you're younger, English, Portuguese, and then you can pick usually between French and Spanish.
If someone who doesn't learn Spanish at school at all, Portuguese speaker, can they understand Spanish to an extent without learning anything?
Yeah.
So you don't really have to learn. You kind of just pick it up and...
They're very close, so I think we can all kind of understand each other.
Right. How much does it annoy you when someone say, oh, so you're just like a little brother to Spanish people? Does that get to you?
Yes. But I feel like people are too woke to do that now.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Yes.
So, I mean, I feel like everyone's give me a little something, you know?
I lived in Paris for 1 year, and that time my ex told me that impression of a typical concierge is always a petit Portuguese, is always a Portuguese lady, and relative shorter, manning the concierge. But is this still true 20 years after that?
Yeah, we're compact. We're easy to pack and travel. we love little things. I feel like... No, but weirdly enough, a lot of my friends do work in the service industry, but I guess that's because a lot of them are students.
Yeah.
Still. It's kind of a dated stereotype, but at the same time, Portuguese people will never tell you that it's dated because they just try to be nice. You know what I mean?
I do feel Portuguese have this image of a well-mannered, but kind of middle child syndrome.
Nice, well-mannered middle child syndrome. Yes, I do get that.
You kind of vaguely are aware they exist. But other than that, they don't make too much fuss. They don't speak so much about themselves.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to change.
They don't disappear.
Yeah.
They are still in the back of your mind, but they are not at the forefront of your mind. And in a very loud and big personality, if you think of European nations of some big personality, Portuguese is a little quiet one. Even the year when you won Eurovision, it was the ballad.
Yeah, such a sad song as well. I don't know, Portuguese people, they're just, I can't like make a general statement, but we were taught to like work hard, go to school, you must go to school, follow the path.
Keep your heads down.
Yeah, we tend to follow the road that we think was...
Where does that national psyche come from? The way of people expecting how Portuguese should behave themselves and...
I think there's a lot of nostalgia.
I mean, owning overseas territory like a empire.
Yeah.
But you don't suffer from the empire hangover like the British people do. You are more pragmatic. Yeah, we're a small country and that's it.
Yeah.
Brazil is more important than us and people learn Portuguese for that, not for us. You're all only that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you'd be surprised because there's so much American media in Portugal. There's so, much information that wasn't available like even 10 years ago when I was like 12. When I go back and I do stand-up comedy there, even though the older Portuguese people are still very much like, oh, don't take risks, get a real job, no. The younger generation is really wild. And there's some brilliant comedians like doing it in English in Portugal, which is cool, I guess.
Okay, so for you being one of them, how do people find you? What's the best way to find you? Given you have no video on your YouTube channel at all.
I have videos on my Instagram. I have a few videos on my Instagram.
YouTube, but not on YouTube. That's what I'm saying.
No, not on YouTube. No, not yet. Check me out. Maybe I'll have some. But on Instagram, I am at the Jomi Cruz, JOMICRUZ. And if you want to come to my show, Comedy Freaks London. That's our handle. And yeah, you should come back when you have you back.
I will. All right. I think that's it for today. Oh, how do you say thank you in Portuguese? Obrigado. Is it do or do?
Obrigado.
Obrigado. Oh, because
Obrigado.
you guys always make the vowel at the end of the word shorter and snappy, right?
Yeah, obrigado if you're talking to a guy. Obrigada if you're talking to a lady.
For ending this episode, I can just say I actually regretted not asking enough about the Portuguese psyche, the Portuguese. I know there's not a lot of stereotype British people aware of, but there's a lot of Portuguese psyche I could have asked. But Jomi is so untypical.
Yeah, I'm not.
It doesn't reeks of the Portuguese.
Everything I said about
energy.
Portugal is probably wrong.
I completely forgot to ask it, and now we're at the end of recording, so we just have to wait for another time.
Yeah, hell yeah. But it's cool. Portugal, go see it. Don't leave your kids alone. And yeah, it's fun.
Obrigado. I'm going to pretend this is the first time I say it.
Obrigado.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you another time. Bye.
Bye.